see some of you that joined us because we did, embedded in that seminar was a robust discussion on Haiti with a lot of the Haitian-American diaspora leaders here in DC. And finally, we're here to convene consequential conversations like today's. And I'd be remiss if I didn't give some props and thanks to our FIU's former president who's joining us here today, Mark Rosenberg, who will be part of our collaboration going forth. Before you leave, by interacting with our researchers or exploring our displays, we know you'll get a taste of FIU's leadership in a lot of our key research themes that also come into play in today's discussion. For FIU, our commitment to Haiti is for our brothers and sisters in Haiti, our brothers and sisters in the diaspora all over the country, but especially in Miami. Our students, to date, today, we have over 900 current students who were born in Haiti. In the last 10 years, we've graduated over 3,300 alumni who were born in Haiti, and those were born in Haiti. That does not speak to the thousands and thousands who are, of course, of Haitian descent in Miami. So this is a whole of university commitment. Hopefully you'll learn a little bit more today about our own Haiti Impact Group, which involves many key centers and institutes. The leading five are our Kimberly Green Latin American and Caribbean Center. And as many of you all know, our own benefactor, Kimberly Green, is very active with her own foundation, the Jack D. Gordon Institute of Public Policy, Adam Smith Center for Economic Freedom, the Maurice Ferré Institute for Civic Leadership at FIU, and our own George Perez Metropolitan Center, and you'll meet one of our leading researchers today, Maria. I do want to acknowledge some of our congressional staffers that I know are tuned in or joining us here today. Obviously our South Florida delegation, but also those that are very committed to the cause and the issue and helping bring solutions. So it's my honor to introduce one of my colleagues that's also part of our important Haiti Impact Group, Smilka Melgoza with our College of Medicine and is our Assistant Dean for Development. Smilka.
Thank you, Carlos. Good afternoon, esteemed guests and members of the press. My name is Smilka Melgoza, Assistant Dean for the Herbert Wertheim College of Medicine and a member of the Haitian Impact Group. FIU is proud of our deep connections with the Haitian community, both in the United States and in the greater Caribbean. Now more than ever, the power of education and civic leadership is critical to uplift humankind. We are immensely grateful for the generosity and commitment of our FIU alumnus, Eduardo del Riego, founder and president of Pay Cargo, who is helping us to carry out our research and responsibility with regard to the Haiti and Americans of Haitian descent. Now, it is my honor to introduce Dr. Jean-Philippe Austin, Chief of Radiation Oncology at the Miami VA Hospital and President of the Haitian-American Foundation for Democracy. Dr. Austin's spirit of service and commitment to the Haitian community exemplifies his leadership. Dr. Austin.
Thank you so much. Everybody calls me JP. Jean-Philippe Austin. I'm a radiation oncologist in South Florida. And I serve as chair of the Haitian-American Foundation for Democracy. We call it HAFFD. It's the lead organization for ADC, the Haiti Diaspora Collaborative. I want to start by thanking first and foremost FIU for partnering with us in this endeavor, giving us access to the space for today's meeting. I also want to thank the Kellogg Foundation that believed in these 12 member organizations and believed in our work of trying to figure out where the Haitian American community is, their beliefs, and we'll talk about that as we roll out the survey results. So thank you so much, Kellogg Foundation. So we're not here alone. Right, HAFFD is not here by itself. There were 11 other organizations that came together that saw that this was a worthwhile endeavor. and I want to call them out. It's the Haitian-American Foundation for Democracy, of course, Sant, the Haitian Neighborhood Center, Avanse Ansanm, the Haiti Community Trust, FOKAL, the Haitian-American Professionals Coalition, the Haitian-American Voters Empowerment Coalition, Haitian Bridge Alliance, Haitian Ladies Network, Haitian Renewal Alliance, Quisqueya University, Replenish 509. And is anybody here, raise your hands if you're from one of those organizations, by the way. Thank you. And I wanted to call everybody out because it takes a village, right? We have to all come together and collaborate to move something forward. And the mission of ADC, instead of me talking about it, I think, we have a 2-minute video, I think, that pays service to ADC, and I want to show that instead.
The Haitian-American immigrant story is by any measure successful and inspiring. We have raised beautiful and healthy families, created vibrant communities, nurtured successful entrepreneurs, taken on role of many firsts across industries and sectors, and groomed amazing artists and creators. We have been and continue to be an integral and important part of the fabric of American society. Demographically, the U.S. Census estimates the Haitian American population at more than 1 million strong. Haitian Americans are civically engaged in their communities and have been socially and culturally impactful. But all these assets and successes have yet to be broadly translated into the political power needed to effectively advocate for our communities in the United States, but also to positively influence U.S. policies towards Haiti. To solve this issue, the W.K. Kellogg Foundation has partnered with the Ayiti Diaspora Collaborative, a collective of renowned organizations bound by a singular focus: building the power of our transnational community to create holistic, prosperous change for the Haitian American community and for Haiti. In the coming months, we will be leading extensive research to create a roadmap and propose a new path forward grounded in strategy, extensive experiences, deep ties to our community while modeling the change we seek, a unified collective. The Ayiti Diaspora Collaborative reflects our community. We have been advocating in our community for decades with proven track records. We are young, technologically savvy, and have been using social media to gather previously unreachable segments of our community. We research and gather knowledge on our community. We regroup professionals engaged in serving our community. We do grassroots work, helping our communities find their path to success. We are high-level political strategists and have a track record of raising millions of dollars. We are geographically diverse with organizations from the West Coast to the East Coast, from the North to the South and throughout Haiti, and with membership spanning across the U.S. and Haiti and deep knowledge of the Haitian fabric. We have women in the diaspora and in Haiti in positions crafting our strategies and leading and doing the work, knowing that any new path forward must center the voices and strengths of women in order to have the impact we seek, a new Haiti. The Ayiti Diaspora Collaborative and our community are now ready and equipped to assess the past and propose for the future so we can finally unite and harmonize our voices and actions. We invite you to share your experiences, your expertise, and be part of this movement to build a stronger Haitian American community and a prosperous and proud Haiti.
Good afternoon. Today I'm going to introduce the panel. First, we have Gypsy Metellus, founder and executive director of Sant. Sant is an award-winning neighborhood resource center serving the Haiti migrant population of South Florida for over 40 years. Thank you. We have Dr. Eduardo Gamera, who is a distinguished professor of political science at Florida International University, where he has been teaching since 1986. He is renowned for his expertise in Latin America and Caribbean affairs. Dr. Gamera?
Okay.
We also have Dr. Maria Echeva, who is a highly regarded research professor at the Stephen J. Green School of International and Public Affairs and the Assistant Director of Planning and Operations of the George M. Perez Metropolitan Center. Dr. Echeva has over 15 years of experience, and she specializes in data analytics, behavioral research, employing advanced methodologies for demographic, economic, statistical, and GIS analysis. And I'm going to call back Dr. J.P. Austin. Maria, please come and reveal the survey results. Thank you.
Good to see you. Great.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I'm so happy to see so many of our partners and others who are interested in this topic. Certainly the Haitian American community, as the video just showed, is an integral part of life in South Florida, but not just South Florida. When we look at the analysis of where the Haitian community is located, there are certainly opportunities where they can exercise an even bigger role in other states as well, especially in the Northeast. And that's why I wanted to start first. I don't think this microphone is working, but I can stick close to this one. Is it? Okay, excellent. So before we get into the survey results themselves, I wanted to give you a brief overview of where Haitian Americans are located in the United States and a general idea of their profile. It is somewhat different from the profile of Americans, and that may be important to recognize because it has certain repercussions with regards to where the efforts for organizing, for advocacy and policy work can be located, but also the types of strategy and communication methods to engage with them and to work with Haitian Americans. As it was already noted, there are more than 1 million strong now, the Haitian American community. The 2021 data, which is the latest sample data we have from the U.S. Census Bureau, puts them at just over 1 million. But over the last decade, the Haitian American community has grown substantially by over 16%, just over a decade. Think about that. To put it in context, the American population overall has grown by about 7%. Haitian Americans are typically younger. The median age of Haitian Americans is lower than the overall. And as I said, when we look at the geographic dispersion, we see the largest representation of Haitian Americans in Florida, South Florida, but also Central Florida, mainly Orange County, as well as New York, King County is the main center for Haitian Americans in that state, as well as the other two states, Massachusetts and New Jersey, with also significant representation of Haitian Americans. In the interest of time, I'll jump into the survey results quickly. All right. I want to recognize the extensive effort, truly extensive effort that all these partner organizations that you heard about implemented in collecting this information. It was through community events, it was through one-on-one relationships with clients, and many of these organizations provide direct services to clients. It was through social media, through all the groups in which Haitian Americans are engaged, word of mouth, WhatsApp, you'll hear a lot about that. With our partnership, obviously with our reach in the South Florida community, we also promoted it through our channels. And I'm happy to report that we got a very, very high response rate. Over 2,200 respondents participated in the survey, and the majority of them really answered, went through the whole survey and answered all of the questions. This extensive effort took a while to implement because we really wanted as broad representation as possible. So it was it took almost 6 months, but we are very happy with this extensive participation. Let's go over a little bit about who participated, as you see, generally we have the same representation across the United States, proportional to what we observe overall among the Haitian American community. Most of them were from Florida. New York had a significant representation, as well as the other two states that I mentioned earlier. We have obviously demographic information about the place of birth, and again, it's very close to what we observe overall based on the 2021 data from the American Community Survey. Our survey demographics versus the Haitian American community as they estimated it. Haitians generally earn less than the median income of Haitian households is generally lower than the overall population. And what we discovered in our survey sample, again, very closely approximates. One interesting result, and we're still kind of scratching our heads trying to figure out why that's the outcome. Even though it's representative in terms of income, our sample, we have a very high proportion of those with higher degrees, with bachelor's and graduate degrees responding. And it's not because the survey was implemented online, because, as I said, the data collection happened also face-to-face through the partners. So these are some questions that we need to answer for ourselves, why that happened, and if it's not as representative as we want it to be, how else can we engage these other groups that may have lower educational attainment or probably in the lower income categories? As a scientist, I had to point that out because we want to be transparent and we want the public to understand where the possible limitations are of the findings, and obviously, as I said, where other efforts for data collection can happen. So let's get into it. The first, there were several kind of sections in the survey, and I'll walk you through the general results. Obviously, I want to preface these results by saying we can segment the information by age, income, educational attainment, but in the interest of time, I'll just focus on the big picture, and hopefully we can have a discussion about, if you're interested, about the other segmentation separately. But first, we focused on awareness and engagement with U.S. politics. Most of you are either work closely or are of the Haitian American community, so obviously you know that most Haitian Americans identify as Democrats, but there is a very significant proportion, almost 1 in 4, who are not affiliated or independent. So that's growing, by the way, in the overall U.S. population as well. The number of unaffiliated voters is increasing. I just wanted to point that out, that the Haitian American community is not that different in that regard, although they're more Democrat than the overall population. In terms of how active they are in U.S. politics, a slight majority indicate that they're active, meaning that they either vote or follow politics. And again, that's not very different from the overall population. But the important findings in the survey is the very small proportion who are not interested in U.S. politics. So that presents an opportunity, right? We're talking about significant numbers of Haitian Americans who can become more engaged, more active, and by doing so, they can make their voices be heard and obviously pursue policies, advocate for policies that would benefit the diaspora. Notice the categories which I highlighted here, where the opportunities lie. Misinformation is a big issue, not just for Haitian Americans, but in general in our society. Echo chambers, how we get our information and how it's repeated, may become problematic in terms of getting the current, accurate information that we can act on. But there are opportunities, significant opportunities, about 28 to engage with 28% by presenting that information to them and getting them more involved towards solving issues that are important to the community. All right, in relation to Haiti politics, again, almost half directly said, and you see the percentages add up to more than 100, people were allowed to select multiple responses, right? That's why they do. It's not a researcher mistake. Almost half pay attention to politics in Haiti. And again, similar to US politics, there are opportunities to convey information to them because they indicate that they're unclear about politics, they want to get more involved, they just don't know how, they don't have the right tools, the right information to do so. Again, very low percentage, 8.2, said they're not interested in politics in Haiti. And that corresponds to the other question that we asked about how close, how close of a connection, what connection, whether they feel a connection with Haiti. 9 out of 10 feel that personal connection, right? That explains when you feel a personal connection, obviously you want to be more involved in your home country, in your country of birth, etc. In terms of information sources, unsurprisingly, a variety of sources are used, and most respondents, again, the percentages add up to more than 100 because they use a variety of sources for information. That is actually a good thing, right? The more sources we use from expressing diverse voices, the more critical we can be of the information we receive, and the more likely we are to find the right information that's actionable and that's appropriate to design solutions around. Online sources are obviously dominate that field, but for Haitian Americans and again, many of you are familiar with that. Word of mouth and WhatsApp are pretty significant sources of information. The social media oftentimes, as I said, acts as an echo chamber. So the use of these sources, depending on where the information comes from, may be problematic, as it may create misinformation, and it can create more challenges in terms of getting the community to speak with a single voice. All right. In relation to US policies towards Haiti, the main finding here is that people don't know that much about US policies towards Haiti, right? Notice 49% indicated they want to learn more. And only 1/3 of the respondents, of the over 2,000 respondents, actually had some suggestions about changes in the US policy towards Haiti. These suggestions, I should say, after reading these open-ended responses, are not very specific, right? And they vary a lot, huge vary. Just over 1/3 want minimal US involvement. Again, the third that actually provided, out of that third that provided responses. They want minimal or no U.S. involvement. Some want more diplomatic relations. Some want more trade. A truly huge variation that you'll read about once the detailed report, comprehensive report is released. But you can glean some of the leanings in these, but they don't, without more qualitative data collection, it doesn't provide enough guidance, I think, as to what the Haitian community overall wants to see, mainly because of that missing half, right? The half that don't know enough to suggest or to even think about policy changes. They do follow US policies, they just don't understand them enough. And the final section, obviously this is an effort by the Ayiti Diaspora Collaborative, and the idea is to create an entity eventually that will organize, advocate, and represent Haitian Americans. So in the survey we asked the question about this tentative organization that has yet to be formed, the Haitian-American Diaspora Council. To what extent, with some explanations as to some of the possible arenas in which the council could be involved. And we see the overwhelming majority want that council to work both in domestic affairs, as in terms of representing the Haitian-American community, but also influencing US policies. So that's a huge responsibility, given the lack of knowledge, given the lack of information, but the significant appetite for such information and understanding. The Council can serve an important role in that regard. They would support the Council by seeking more information, attending events. Very significant proportions actually would support it, either in kind or with monetary donations. So again, and people would support it in various ways. Again, the percentages add up to more than 100 because people would be involved, expressed willingness to be involved in various ways with the council. And the final slide I'll leave you with, in the interest of time, is programs and initiatives. Again, the Ayiti Diaspora Collaborative, as they convened and were thinking of ways in which they can enhance their role among the Haitian community and bring them on board to speak with that voice, to be more influential. They came up with a list of potential programs or initiatives. And you see significant proportions again of our respondents would support the council in various ways, in multiple ways, not in a single fashion. I will stop here. I know we are close to the time that was allotted to me, and I'll give you the opportunity to ask questions of me and, of course, of our esteemed panel. Thank you again for being here.
Before we start the Q&A, I just want to acknowledge and thank the Kellogg Foundation for supporting all of this work and all of these efforts. We couldn't have done it without you. So, dear audience.
All right. I thought my voice was loud enough, but on YouTube, you probably can't hear me. So the floor is open for any questions. If anyone has any questions. Yes, ma'am. Let me get over to you with the microphone.
Thank you. My name is Stacey Samuel. I am a member of the Haitian Ladies Network, and as a journalist, I have tried to promote a lot of the information that regards Haiti. And I'm particularly curious in that what is the plan for correcting this incongruous information regarding the rate of higher education and income, what the implications of that is, right? Because we know that household income directs resources to communities. And also, what does that do in terms of the image for Haitian Americans when clearly we far exceed the national average in higher education, and degree holding? And was that a result of the sample size, which was just over 2,000 respondents, which seems to be pretty significant. So I'm curious about the nature of the incongruous data that was discovered.
You could speak from your lavalier.
All right, let's try it again. Yes, you can hear me, I think. I hear myself, so. As I noted, there was, as you said, there is incongruity between what we got in terms of income, the representativeness of the sample. It was representative from that perspective, meaning it matched almost exactly what the data we got from the American Community Survey. The incongruity was in the educational attainment. And that's why I have no explanation for that. Maybe our partners from ADC can help explain it. But one thing I want to note is that obviously there is a lag in the data. The data that I showed you about Haitian Americans is from 2021. It's based on a sample, so it has a margin of error. That doesn't fully explain, because the margin of error is smaller. Obviously, we're talking about 1 year. So I just wanted to know that you know, it's not the latest data that we are reporting from the ACS, but still we got an inordinately high proportion of respondents in the higher educational attainment groups. So my suggestion, and that's why we'll look at the data once the final report is presented, we do this, what we call them cross-tabulations. We present the information, the responses, by age group, by educational attainment group, by income group. So you can see the differences with regards to how these different segments of the population think about U.S. policies, how engaged they are with Haiti, etc. I would suggest that we need to have a deeper exploration. If
I may offer an additional explanation, potential explanation. Please be mindful that the recent wave of migrants, whether from the southern border or as a result of the Biden humanitarian parole program, is revealing to us that these individuals have higher degrees, right? And so that is a thought to be pursued as we attempt to identify the nature of this incongruity.
If I can say something, if you look across all recent diasporas, and this is really interesting. I mean, we're a university, right? And when you look at the average in the United States, only about 33% of American adults say that they have a bachelor's degree. Okay, and if you parallel that to recent waves of immigrants, for example. You know, I study primarily Hispanics, but with all groups, Colombians, Venezuelans, and so on, with Venezuelans, for example, it's about 56% have college degrees, right? So there's this real incongruity with all of these recent groups, and part of it reflects the crisis back home and what groups are leaving, right? But again, it wouldn't be necessarily reflected in the lag in the data, right? And the other thing is, I think, you know, it's very important to understand the nature of this survey, and I think it's a very commendable effort because there is no research. You know, we were talking about this earlier with others here, that there really is no research on Haitians in the United States to speak of. And especially this kind of public opinion data, it's been very difficult to do. So this is a remarkable first effort. And I think you need to build on this because in many ways I would say, I would even call it experimental, both from the methodological innovation that you've done to the results. So I think, you know, hopefully this will be an annual effort, right? And you'll be able to sophisticate this as you go along to correct for those mistakes.
Okay, thank you. On to our second question.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Jerónimo Mura from Island TV. I would like to know why is this survey so special, so good, if you compare it with the previous ones, I mean, and what do you think will be different from now on? Thank you.
Well, what makes it special is that it's the first of its kind. That's the simplest answer. I like what Dr. Gamara said. Nothing like that, of that magnitude, has been done with the Haitian community. I've done surveys and focus groups with the Haitian community in Miami. I'm sure others have done it in New York or other areas. But on a national scale, there's nothing else you can find of that magnitude. And there are methodological challenges. Again, we're researchers, we're scientists, we recognize them. But it's very difficult to get the right sample. It's not as simple as getting a phone list of all Haitian Americans in the United States. It simply doesn't exist, right? So as a first effort, as a first unique effort in that regard, it's remarkable that we got this response. And again, I'll emphasize what I said earlier. The partners, these 12 organizations that you heard about, as well as others, journalists and other community leaders representing, speaking on this survey, talking to their community. It's remarkable what was achieved as a first effort.
Yeah, I just want to add, in the world of surveys, even though that's not my lane, one survey doesn't answer all the questions. Of course. And there are issues, I would comment that with this one as well. But I think it's a start. It's a robust survey. The number of people is extraordinary, truthfully. I mean, you look at presidential surveys, they have sometimes 12 or 1,500 people nationwide. So this is a robust survey. Is it absolute? Is it perfect? Is it the answer to, do we know now from this survey all of the answers about the Haitian American community? It doesn't work that way. But this is a start, and we plan to have more in the future that hopefully gives us all of these answers. And just an anecdote. Last week, I'm in South Florida. There's a Uber driver who picks me up to get to work, and he's listening to compas Haitian music. It is anecdotal, but it goes to a little bit of what you're saying. And he tells me about his story, and I love people's stories. He's been in South Florida for 3 years. He has a wife and daughter in Haiti, and he used to be a professor. But he's an Uber driver in the United States because he hasn't been able to translate that into this space. Anecdotal. I'm not saying that a significant or the majority of people crossing the southern border or coming on boats fit that description, but my guess is that there's a significant percentage of these highly educated people, and they're making very little money because they haven't been able to transfer their skill set to a new world.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay, thank you. We have our next question.
Hey, my name is Jonathan. I have a background in statistics. I'm really interested about this. I'm right now doing my master's in political communication at American University. I'm just curious to know, could you elaborate better about like key findings from these studies, specifically covering the Haitian cultural identity spectrum? So let me say that quickly. We know the baby boomers and the late millennials used to be the one carrying out the Haitian heuristics and, heading this to the next generation. But right now, we are more concerned about the way the Gen Zers are absorbing this cultural identity, right? So what, according to you, the key findings from this study that we should be looking at in order to preserve this identity right now?
I promised I didn't ask him to cue me on this. I just didn't have the time to cover it all. But yes, as you correctly pointed out, there are significant differences based on age and other characteristics, where they were born, what time at what period of time they entered the country. Obviously, these matter in opinions and how involved people are in U.S. politics and Haiti politics, how knowledgeable they are. But we do the analysis, and there are significant differences across some of these areas. Unsurprisingly, the younger Haitian population needs more support, needs more information, needs to be brought on board through more. You can hear me? Okay. To be brought on board in engaging with their organizations, in being more active politically, similar to young Americans, right? Engagement is a big issue that correlates with age. But there is still significant appetite for them to be involved It's not that they're detached, they just don't know how to be involved, right? That's a major takeaway from kind of the age analysis. The other thing I want to point out with regards to age is that uniformly, you heard me mention, and this was a striking statistic for me, that almost 91%, so more than 9 of 10, feel a connection with Haiti. Right, even people who were not born in Haiti. There were people who are, first generation Americans, but there were others who are second or third. So that's pretty striking. So age doesn't correlate with that answer. Again, it speaks to the opportunity for organizations representing the community to do meaningful, intentional work with that segment and to bring them along in influencing U.S. policies towards Haiti or generally American politics that also affect the community. Did I answer your question, sir? On the way. There's a lot more to be said, believe me. Yes, we can continue speaking on it, though.
Hi, my name is Jacob. I'm from Georgia, which has less than 1% population of Haitian Americans. So how do people like me who do have less interaction with Haitian Americans inform ourselves and learn more about the diaspora and other situations?
Move to Miami.
No, I think the answer is that's why the council will be created. That's why you have the Ayiti Diaspora Collaborative now, precisely for that reason. So that there is some entity, some umbrella organization that can convene all of these very important organizations, very active, very well known in their communities organizations. But that council will be representing the whole Haitian community, not just Miami or New York or the big states, but smaller communities like Georgia or Colorado. I mean, we got responses from almost all states in our city. Yeah. Dr. Austin, do you agree?
No, I certainly agree. I think it's a process. I mean, we need to elevate this council that we're proposing so that it's significant in all over the country, including places like Georgia, where the Haitian population is growing.
Do we have any other questions from the audience? Perfect.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Winkuni Seyon. I am here as a member of the Haitian Diaspora, and I'm very curious more about the Alliance and the Young Haitian-American Coalition that will be formed out of this. Where in the process is that, and what will be the purpose of it? Will it be to inform policy? Will there be conversations with actual United States government members? Or is it, like the young gentleman mentioned, to raise the awareness of the issues that are going on back home?
Great question. I love that question. Thank you. Because it's all of the above. Ultimately, the goal is to unite this Americans of Haitian descent. So part of that is going to be a learned experience, right? So they understand what's going on. They understand the politics both here and in Haiti, so that they come together. And if you come together, what's that? I love this old African proverb that I love. My wife is looking at me because I'm going from one thing to the other. If you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. So our philosophy is that we're trying to bring in as many of that diaspora together so that we can go far, ultimately gaining political power to help the community in the United States, but also influence U.S. foreign policy, because 80% almost of Americans of Haitian descent feel like that's important.
And if I may add, this is one part of a contract with Kellogg Foundation, right? And so this survey, the results of this survey will help inform what we're going to be proposing to Kellogg Foundation in terms of a roadmap for potentially having the Haitian American community unite its voices, ensure that we can be relevant and influential locally in the United States, but equally voiceful and powerful in Haiti, right? And so a work in progress, it's just the beginnings, right? So when this council is in fact created, It is the hope that many, many organizations will take part and carry out the work that it's the very critical work that this council will be called to do. But our part right now is to present to you where we are and build upon that in terms of crafting a report to Kellogg so that we know how we're going to go forward.
Okay, we have time for 2 more questions.
Bonsoir. Moi, je pose des questions en créole parce que je travaille pour The Voice of America, mais c'est pour service créole là. Donc, je suis plus haïtien qui ne vivent pas ici parce que nous avons l'âge audience pour comprendre le travail ça. Nous connaissons pile, nous disons nous faisons travail sur haïtiens qui vivent aux États-Unis. Mais dans le dernier temps là, nous avons une vague conflit haïtien qui a sorti dans tous côtés pour venir aux États-Unis. Là, nous avons basé pour nous faire enquête ça. Est-ce que nous prenons en compte moun sa yo ou bien c'est moun qui était déjà là parce que moun sa yo vinn diaspora tout. Donc est-ce que nous te prenons en considération parce que yo compté dans diaspora ici en tout qui viennent vivre ici. Et deuxièmement et travail ça qui influence les capable gagner vraiment sous politique haïtienne parce que nous connaissons de loin ou de près politique américaine est vraiment fort dans la décision politique en Haïti. Donc on travaille comme ça, c'est diaspora haïtien qui participe là-dedans, c'est lui-même qui baille opinion, c'est lui-même qui répond aux questions. Donc qui va le gagner en termes de décision dans la politique haïtienne.
Donc, il y a 2 questions qu'on pose là. Donc, première partie question, c'est dans quelle mesure nous t'es inclus voix ou représentation éléments diaspora haïtienne qui sautent, par exemple, dans l'Amérique centrale. Là. Certainement, puisque c'est en pile monde vive Floride ou bien New York, même là, traverser les frontières là, si c'est un participant que nous t'es identifié pour te répondre à un questionnaire là, certainement participer. Et là, nous expliquons que, par exemple, et ti discrépance ça qui gagne entre quantité de monde qui gagne diplôme ou bien quantité de monde qui dit que ont un diplôme avancé, nous expliquer que une possibilité c'est que une grande quantité de compatriotes qui sorti en Amérique latine, traversé par Mexico entre bon ici là, en pile là-dedans yo diplômé. Donc voyons passer dans réponse que nous là d'une part. L'autre aspect c'est que c'est vrai, ça sont efforts diaspora américaine parce que travail là c'était recueillir données, recueillir voix, opinion, perception membres diaspora américaine pour que nous arrivions à répondre ensemble de questions ça. Peut-être que gain l'autre ensemble de questions que nous répondre puis devant. Mais première tâche c'était ça. Maintenant, une fois que communauté haïtienne à travers diaspora américaine chita sous données, réfléchit sous données, analyser données, puis nous comprendre l'importance moment ça pour nous, non seulement en tant que diaspora à travers les États-Unis, mais importance moment ça pour nous comme Américains d'origine haïtienne qui appelé, qui gagne capacité, chiffre dit nous ça, nous on bon à paquet et n'a gagné terrain, n'a valé terrain, pas vrai? Donc son occasion et ces moments ça, et moments ça propice, ces moments pas nous que lié, le arriver, le temps pour que en tant que communauté, en tant que diaspora, nous organiser nous correctement pour nous avoir un impact en Haïti, tandis que ainsi que nos communautés à travers les États-Unis.
Great answer.
All right, so we have a hard stop at 4:00, but we will remain in the room. So if anyone has some questions to ask afterwards, you're more than welcome to. But I think you guys had some tough questions, so please, a round of applause for our panelists. And to close up the session, I'm going to ask Gypsy to share some words with us.
Sure. Thank you, Regine. So my first words are to thank each and every one of you for showing up today in person or online. Equally, first words are to again thank Kellogg Foundation for the trust, for the partnership, and for this great opportunity presented to us as a community such that we could accomplish this task. I'd be remiss without thanking the 12 member organizations of ADC who believed in one another, who trusted one another, who held hands with one another. And as we walked this sometimes challenging path to get to this point, we hung in there, we stuck together, and we're proposing, and the report that we're going to present to the Kellogg Foundation, a mechanism through which our diaspora community could be one powerful voice. The survey indicates to us that we're all over the United States. The survey reminds us that we are connected to Haiti, even if we were born here in the United States. The survey reminds us that we want to be active. It reminds us that we're active now. We vote. The survey reminds us that we want to learn more. We want to discover credible sources of information. And there are myriad opportunities for continued civic engagement. And so these 12 member organizations have some more work to do in this manner. But as we come to this point in our history, this point in our time, in our community's time, in our country's experience, it is, again, the golden opportunity for us as a diaspora to come together, to build on our skills, our strengths, our assets, to ensure that our voices can be the powerful voices that we know they are currently, but that those voices will be put to good use for our communities throughout the United States, but also for this country that we all hold so dear in our hearts, Haiti. And so it's our time. The time is now. The moment is now. And you would all agree with me that, in fact, the time is now. So thank you.
All right, thank you, everyone.
All right.
Have a good afternoon.
4 o'clock Uber?
Yes. Came quick.
4 o'clock Uber. Thank you so much.
Working on your phone.